Welcome back to Night Talk on PCNC. I'm your host this evening, Jerry Bowyer. Glenn Meekham's here with us from the Glenn Meekham radio program, and Diane Irie, County Commissioner from Washington County. I want to come back to this issue of end of life. Palin mentioned it on her Facebook page. You're a Facebooker.
Yes, I am.
I'm a Facebooker. Glenn, get in on it. It's the next big thing.
I have, yeah, well.
All right. She got shredded. She got attacked. She was called an ignoramus. Anyone who dared associate themselves with this view was declared an ignoramus. Doesn't matter whether they read the legislation. Doesn't matter how educated they are or how well informed. There was this torrent of abuse about anybody who even considers the possibility that there are termination of life issues embedded in this legislation. How do you deal with that kind of thing? I mean, first of all, is it real? Is this a real issue?
Oh, it is a real issue. And I think the reason it's a real issue is because you spend about 80% of the dollars on your own health care in the last 6 months of life. And I think that's why they're attacking the later years in your life and trying to regulate the care that you're allowed to receive.
Right.
And so it is going to definitely, you're going to see people who maybe could have had surgery for colon cancer, as we were talking about, and maybe they're 70 years old and they could live to be 85,
right,
you know, if they had the surgery, if they had the care. But they're going to cut these costs.
Right.
And you're going to have definitely death panels, as she called them, because somebody else is going to be making the decision, not you, not the doctor.
You remember Governor Richard Lamb from Colorado about 10, 15 years ago said old people have a duty to go ahead and die and get out of the way. And everyone's trying to, you know, and he was basically hounded out of office for saying that. Well, but that is a genuine point of view in the left in the United States and has been for a long time.
The Veterans Affairs Agency, the VA, just published a pamphlet on July 2nd.
Yes.
And said there was a directive on their website saying that all VA doctors were required to use this pamphlet to counsel older veterans.
Yes.
And there was a questionnaire. There was a questionnaire in this pamphlet saying, you know, to help you judge whether your life is worth living.
Worth living. Yes.
Whether, you know, are you handicapped? Are you in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Do you have are you a financial burden to your family?
Right.
There were questions like this
to decide whether your life
is worth living.
We need to go to break. I've read that. It's amazing. And it pushes them. Every question pushes the veteran towards saying life is not worth living. This view is out there, folks. You know what? You can malign us for bringing it up or call us ignoramuses, but we're not just going to shut up about it because the people on The Daily Show or Stephen Colbert make fun of us for talking about how we're going to treat the elderly in this country under this health care legislation. By the way, you can go to thomas.gov and read it for yourself, H.R. 3200. Read it. For real. Read it. Or at least read Section 1401 that talks about these end-of-life issues. I'm Jerry Bowyer. We're coming to the end of the show in just a moment. We're going to go to a final break and be back on PCNC.
Tell your life story